What's up? This is EJ Brooks, head coach of Cahokia High School wrestling and also professional MMA fighter. This is my tale of a twisted youngin.
What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Dave.
And I'm Desi Dezz.
And I am Myra, and we're sitting here with EJ Brooks. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
EJ
stopping by
Brooks.
today.
The like I said, the body bruiser. You heard me?
Body bruiser.
Body bruiser, huh?
So how you feeling today?
Okay.
I'm feeling all right.
You feeling all right?
Long weekend of coaching. Sundays be my day to relax, but I'm happy to be in the studio with y'all today.
Okay, well, yeah.
it.
Glad to have you. All right, so let's get started. For the people who don't know who you are EJ Brooks. Let's just give background information about yourself.
Okay, yeah, I'm EJ Brooks. I am a professional MMA fighter. He called me the Body Bruiser. I go by Mr. Slam and Slay.
Okay.
Slam and slay.
Slam and slay.
My nickname is a Pretty Boy for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Head coach of Cahokia Wrestling. Doing a good job there, I think. Came back home to mentor those kids and show them how to get the job done, and I feel like I'm doing all right.
You probably
All
the
right.
only one doing a good job up in there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Basketball season doing bad.
I wouldn't, man. They down. They down.
Yeah,
right now.
y'all holding it down though. Y'all are holding it down.
So how did you get involved with MMA fighting?
Oh,
Was it something you
man.
just stumbled upon, or you were always aspiring to be a fighter, or how did that get started?
No, ma'am. No. I got dragged into it.
Okay,
You know,
how?
What's funny is Tyron Woodley,
Okay.
who's a former UFC welterweight champ.
He former, you got a fight coming up.
Hopefully, coming back to get his strap back. you know.
Okay.
He was my mentor at Mizzou.
Okay.
I wrestled at Mizzou, University of Missouri. He was
With
fighting.
Ben Askren as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there with Ben Askren as well.
Okay.
But my senior year, I'm 23 years old, done with my wrestling career, and Tyron was just starting to build some steam.
Right.
He turned pro. He had just signed with Strikeforce, which was one of the top 3 organizations in the world. It was
That's
on
a fact.
Showtime, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you need to get into fighting." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm straight." I was like, "I'm good." There's nothing about getting in the cage that excites me. So he's like, "Nah, man, just come with me, come down to St. Louis, meet my coach, get a workout in, see how you like it." So like, "Nah, man, I'm good." So he must have had something to do in Columbia that weekend. He drove back up because he had moved from Mizzou. He was coaching here at SIUE at the time. Came up that weekend and was like, "Get in the car, you coming back with me." I was like, okay. So I got in the car, came back with him for the weekend. We kicked it, we trained, and the rest was history, man. I fell in love with the sport like that. I was like, this ain't that bad. I'm rolling on the ground doing jiu-jitsu, choking people out. It was like, this was wrestling, but now I get to choke you and they can't stop me. This is cool.
It's some elevated shit.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's what made you fall in love with the sport, because you said something you wasn't interested in at first.
Yeah, because, watching the sport, I was like, all right, these dudes are meatheads, you would watch fights, UFC fights at a Hooters or a bar or something, and everybody walk around with their Affliction shirts and they want to be a tough guy. And I was just turned off from the sport because of the fan base at first.
Okay.
And then when I saw that, hey, this is just like wrestling, and with great power comes responsibility, you just,
That's fact.
it don't make you like a bad person because you want to be involved in like a violent sport. It didn't change my character or anything.
My question is, first of all, I got 2 questions for you. You said Tyron Woodley, who's from St. Louis. Where you from, man?
I'm from Cahokia, Illinois.
So you from Cahokia, Illinois. That's even better.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, so first of all, you being from Cahokia, Illinois, what made you get in, like she said, what made you get into MMA? You said you was wrestling. What made you get into wrestling? Being from Cahokia. That's a rough neighborhood, am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Okay.
But what's actually funny about that, I got dragged into wrestling by the football coach.
Okay.
My freshman year, I was real
You
small.
just getting dragged in all
Man,
these events.
Hey, best thing that ever happened to me.
Hey, there you go.
Football coach told me, like, you too little and you can't tackle. You need to get out there on that wrestling mat. And went out there and became All-American, All-State, got me a college scholarship. That's the best thing that ever happened to me right there.
So you had to be folding motherfuckers up like origami to get a scholarship.
Yeah, I was throwing people on their head and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you complete college with the scholarship?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which one did you go to?
Well, first I went to Lincoln College in Lincoln,
Okay.
Illinois, and then I transferred to University of Missouri.
Okay.
So,
So what was your major?
Liberal arts and history.
Oh, history of what?
No, just history.
Like, so you know a little black history or what's up?
I mean, I would have to.
Okay,
no.
give me something. Give me something.
I don't-
Who? Give me your top. Give me 5 religious leaders that you like. That you think that
Religious
was.
leaders?
it doesn't have to be religious.
Well,
but
just give me 5 black leaders that was the most impactful
To me, or just
To you.
to you. I
This is
want strictly
your
to
personal
you.
opinion. Who do you think are
Yeah.
five?
Okay,
five
number one,
activists?
Cleopatra,
Okay.
Okay.
I like
which
that.
a lot of people don't realize she was black,
Fact.
and I feel like that's why Caesar got murdered. That's deep.
Because
You want to get disrespectful today? I like it.
I mean, he
Carry on.
was the leader of Rome, and he had a black woman telling him what to do, and I don't think his people liked that. But history won't even tell you that she was black.
Man, you gotta take notes.
Okay, Malcolm X, obviously Martin Luther King.
Wait a minute, we're gonna just
Now,
brush
you
over
said
Malcolm. What you
Malcolm
like about
over
Malcolm?
Martin
Let me
Luther
hear
King.
what's
with
up.
that?
Reason why I like Malcolm over Martin, just because I felt he was real about the situation, and I'm not gonna go into detail about
I
that.
can understand that.
So you ain't gonna keep. Hold on. So you're not gonna keep it real. That's other words. That's another way of saying I'm not gonna keep it
Allegedly,
real.
what you saying is what I can understand is from my perspective, I felt like Malcolm X was more upfront with it. Like he said, no nonsense, damn all this marching.
You're not gonna
shit.
put your hands on me.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's how I was raised.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's somebody who's gonna say things a certain way to protect his image and still like inspire the movement. And then there are certain people who are like, "Hey, I feel you, brother, but I ain't going." And I felt that was Malcolm, and I liked them both.
Yeah.
But I think I sided more with his perspective.
I ain't going.
Yeah,
I can
I ain't going.
understand.
So that's 2,
Nah, I feel like 3, right?
3. Okay, you said
So,
3.
but before that time period, so basically you've been willing to die about it.
Oh yeah. I don't think I could have. I would have died for my freedom. I would have died for my rights. I would have died for my family. I'm still that way.
As you should be.
Yeah.
But when you die, you leave the people you want to protect there. You know what I mean?
I would have died trying to free him. I would have
Facts.
died trying to better my situation. I'd rather die than live as a slave.
So ain't no wants of the many outweigh the needs of the few with you. You out here for everybody.
Everybody.
As a fact. In honor of Black history, since you speaking about Martin
Well, hold
Luther
on. Who's
King-
your fourth and fifth?
Yeah.
4th and 5th. Okay, we really gonna get this list out.
Yeah.
Well, she's a sports athlete. I'm thinking of like
Nah,
black
nah.
girl.
Whatever
I
you
would
want.
say
Whoever you want.
Jackie
Whoever
Jordan Kersey.
inspires you.
Jackie Jordan Kersey.
Okay.
For as a black, hold on, wait a minute.
As a black
wait a
leader.
minute.
Yeah. Black
She
leader in
running
history.
track.
I mean,
So you saying for the black leader, we have a hold on.
Oh,
we
let
have
him
a lot of
let
history.
him explain.
Wait a minute, we have a lot of history.
What she has done for the black community in our area, East St. Louis, Cahokia.
Okay, so you gonna
like I feel like she has. I mean, Olympic gold medalist. I was a part of a lot of programs as a kid that she started to get us out the
okay.
street. So like, she's
You
up
gotta
there
say-
with me.
okay.
She's up there with me. And then 5, let me see, 5th person. I guess let's just say Harriet Tubman, man. Hey, she just got a movie out, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
come on, man. That's in history.
In history.
Come on, we got a lot of history. It's not
We
just
do.
it's not just America.
I'm talking about.
But that's his
that's-
5.
Yeah, that's
That-
my 5.
So we
okay, but at least see that's just a speck on the American. A speck on the diaspora, like on our history. Like if you look
I
back,
could talk about the Moors and a whole.
that's
bunch
what
of
I'm
other stuff.
talking. Give us something real now.
Yeah,
Give us something that's.
But I can't because I can't tell you why I like them like that because it's not appropriate. It's really bad. They were
So,
ruthless.
Question for you. How do you feel about Martin's basically one of the last thing Martin Luther King was talking about was that he wanted his money in his land.
Yes.
He switched his whole philosophy and went Malcolm X on their ass. I want my money in my land. And a lot of people felt like that's why he died. He was on that. Y'all said you was gonna give it up.
Yeah.
Now I want
Get
it.
my 40 acres, get my mule. You know, honestly, I really think, because somebody was asking me about reparations the other day. I think somebody said something on
Let's go there.
VTV, and I actually agree with that because they was like, okay, we can give y'all school to be paid for, or we can give you money. And I feel like,
hold on, school to be paid for with what books? Or you know,
well,
you know, are we handing the book? Who writing the books
saying, well, yeah,
that we
exactly.
learning from?
I know. That's a whole nother part of that topic.
Wait a minute. Okay, what's the topic of the books? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm not even going there, so I don't even want to go there because I don't agree with the whole pay for my education thing.
Go ahead.
I'm with, hey, because you look at our neighborhoods. You got 9 black people, and I'm not gonna say what races they are, having shops.
Okay.
In the middle of a neighborhood. But you don't see the black people having those businesses in their community.
No.
I'm like, give us this money, not a loan. I don't want a loan. Right. I don't want something I got to pay back.
Yeah.
Give me this money to start a business where I can, you know, build something, keep it in my family, and through that business we can buy houses, we can build wealth. They don't. That's what I'm saying. Like education. Okay, you pay for my education. I'm not guaranteed to get a job.
Yeah.
You know, like for real. You give me money to start my own business. You give me money to start my own business, and then okay, you got a shop, you got a shop, you got a business. 3 different businesses in the same neighborhood. We're building wealth. You know what I'm saying? And
Generational wealth.
Yes, exactly.
For the community.
But what you speaking on fair. The world is not fair.
You're
It's
right.
not going to be fair, you know. So
I tell my kids that all the
No,
time.
you're going to
It's
have
not gonna
people
be
who
fair,
go out there and
especially,
blow
you know.
it. Of course. You're going to have people that's going to blow that money on some Balenciaga
no,
boots. or
I'm
whatever.
talking on fair. Like, you're not going to get that loan that you're trying to get, you know. You're not going to just jump ahead. You're going to take those steps even more so because you're going to go to that 9 to 5. That 9 to 5 is really going to humble you to the point where, you know, you don't invest into anything. Most people don't invest into nothing.
But see, and then you chose to go a totally different route, like with the fighting. That's not a 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's a different
You got a
route.
thrill, like you said. I can choke people now. I could kick people now.
Kick people, punch them in the head.
Yeah. What was it like? Your first fight?
Ooh, my on the street or in the cage?
No, in the cage.
Oh, man.
In the cage.
Oh, you fighting on the street?
Legally,
Nah,
you can't fight in the streets,
we
right?
all grew up and had a fight in the streets. That's what I
No, I'm
thought she
saying
meant.
legally. You
Did
can't
you
fight in the
start it
street
or what
these days,
happened?
though, right?
You know, I want to know what was the situation.
Okay, you talking about the fight in the street as a
Yeah,
kid.
the street
That's-
fight.
I mean, I don't remember. It was kindergarten.
You
somebody
I had a you
probably
remember
took my
fighting
chocolate milk, you know. But
He
first
just-
fight in the
Take
cage.
chocolate milk.
First fight in the cage was at a Hooters. It was an amateur fight. It was at a Hooters at Mizzou outside, and half of the football team was there because I was cool with all of them. And they're like, "You better not get whooped. You better not get whooped." So it was nerve wracking.
Yeah, that is.
Because it's my first fight, and the dude I fought had already had 3 fights.
Wow.
So even though I was like, man, I grew up fighting and I wrestled, you know, and I've been training for about 4 months. I knew this dude had experience, so I was actually worried. I was like, man, you know, what if we get in some jiu-jitsu hold and I don't know what to do, or what if this dude can really throw it? And he was one of them. He tatted up, looked like one of them biker dudes, like he just went to the bar and drank and fought every weekend anyway. Then the dudes you don't want to fight. I hate fighting them crazy dudes that just don't give a damn.
Why?
Because they just don't give a damn.
Why? I
think
mean,
you're-
but that's even more willpower to win for them, right?
Yeah, but he's smart, so he knows
Yeah.
all the variables.
Like-
The dude that don't give a damn don't know nothing, but
Yeah,
he's just
like-
swinging.
Like a Nate Diaz. You fight a Nate Diaz, he leaving bloody and you is too.
You don't want to leave.
Unless
that.
you're a whole
I like to
master
leave
dog.
like this. You know
So you don't want to get down and dirty.
No, I can, and I have, but you know that's not why I got in it. There are guys who get in it because they like that blood on their face. Just, nah,
You had a swole eye in the fight. Black
have
eye?
I? No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going. No.
Busted nose or anything? Lip?
So when you hop in the cage, do you hop in with your bread and butter?
I've had a blade nose before. That's it.
Did you?
I'm wrestling.
Okay.
I'm trying to take it. I'm trying to
yeah.
Khabib it. I'm trying to Khabib.
Yeah, I Khabib with boxing. I got decent hands and I can wrestle.
Okay, so question for you. Walk me through the preparation for a fight. I need to know, like, what is that like? Because it seems like that shit's intense. Like, how do y'all train, first of all? Like, then I want to get on that diet.
Yes.
Y'all eat good.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I want to know.
Yeah.
First of all, you know vegan, is you?
No.
All right, let's get into this
Come on,
routine.
man. Come on, man. I grew up
Shout out to A-Bird.
neck
A-Bird,
bones, everything.
Okay.
But preparation, it's 6 days a week. I don't think a true professional takes more than a day off, even if you're doing something light. But you got to train every aspect of the sport. Jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, MMA, which is putting it all together.
Okay.
So during my week, I'm probably going to a kickboxing only class twice
Question.
a week.
Okay.
Don't mean to cut you off. This whole process that you're explaining, getting prepared for the fight, when does this start? If does it start a couple months before the fight, 2 months or 6 months?
Well, it's probably year round for the most part.
Okay,
If you're a
year-round.
freshman,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But when I do a camp, like when I actually sign the dotted line, okay, I got to fight on this date, then things are like specialized.
Okay.
So it's like instead of just taking the kickboxing class, I'm probably doing one-on-one with a kickboxing instructor at a certain time. So if his class is at 6, probably at 7:30, me and him probably doing like 30 minutes one-on-one. I'm not just taking the basic class. And honestly, what I'll probably do is I'll probably go to that 7 o'clock class, and then after that, I'll get 30 minutes of one-on-one. My coaches will be watching film. My kickboxing coach will be watching my opponent. My boxing coach will be watching my opponent. My, MMA coach will be watching this guy. And they'll be like, okay, these coaches will look and be like, okay, it's my job to make sure that he's best here.
Okay.
This is what we need to work on when I work with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it?
What's your
'Cause
diet?
there's-
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Is there gaps? Because I know there's not really that many gaps in between your fights. So like she said, how much time is there really in between fights for you to prepare or start this process?
Well, I do because like I'm not on a normal pro fighting schedule, because I take time off to coach wrestling.
Yeah.
So right now I'm not, I was done in November. I won't even start full-time training until March when wrestling's over.
Okay.
So then I'll probably be looking to fight in June. Give me
Okay.
time to get in shape, give everything back, because I'm not training. Like I work out, so I can't call myself training. Like I might go box twice a week. I might go get some jiu-jitsu next week or something like that,
Will your schedule change with the call from the UFC? Like, would you like, okay, I need to devote more time to this? Because they call you at the drop of a dime for a fight.
I mean, yeah, but not for real. Not like my manager know. Like, don't call me during wrestling season. Don't care who it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen. If the UFC call you with that money
He
on
said,
the
"Oh, wait a minute." That's what he said. He know about you. He said, "Don't call me."
I heard you.
This is. I feel you.
Dana White on the phone right now talking about he got a nice fight for you. You gonna be ESPN. They finna put you on a Fox special press
The
run and all
prelims.
of that. They gonna
find
give
somebody
you
to fill in
roll
for
out
that
the red
wrestling
carpet
spot.
for you. You ain't.
I guess I can't.
You
I guess I
dropping
can't
that?
say.
You dropping that?
I guess knowing that wouldn't happen. But if that did, I guess I would have to say, okay.
Shit, you
say
keep
no
kicking
to that.
ass. What do you mean?
As long as it's not interfering with like something in the postseason. If it's during the regular season and there's an opportunity for me to fight that weekend, I got assistant coaches. Oh, y'all can hold it down for the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But you
like I
gotta train.
said-
Hold on, that's for the weekend. But you have to train seriously.
Yeah, I mean, then I gotta get up at 6 a.m. before work. Then trust me, I will find a way to get the work in. You know, but like I said, during the season, I've been doing this for over 10 years.
Yeah.
My manager know, like, hey, we shut EJ down in November, get him kick started back in March.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, so like if he's talking to the UFC, he would tell them like, okay, yeah, he'll sign, he's available now.
Now, does your diet change? Like when you're working out, preparing?
Yeah, oh yeah, everything changed. Like right now,
Do you
like,
drink soda?
I'm not following a diet. Not really. Not really. So right now,
Really, just to let them know, you do drink soda though.
well, when I
That's
don't,
what I
You
want.
said not really. Really is kind of leaving a little hope.
So you do get a Coke or a Pepsi?
a little spritz of Sprite every now and then.
bro, I'm just saying I don't know what else y'all put y'all Tito's in.
That's what I said. A
But
little spritz of Sprite
that's-
every
yeah,
now and
that's-
then. I'm with you. I got you.
So that's about the only time for real.
Okay.
Got you.
All right.
Is there a lot of fat
But your
in your diet?
your diet.
Fat?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like greasy.
Or what do
foods
you
or-
eat?
Yeah.
Like right now, my wife cooks and she keeps it pretty healthy.
Okay.
But every once in a while, I'll sneak and indulge in some KFC. Like this is actually the time where I do eat bad because as soon as wrestling season's over, I'm good for like 7 to 8 months. Like no fast food, no partying. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, go to my mama's house and I'm like, Mama, I know you made such and such, but I really can't. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, fried chicken is my weakness. I hate saying that because that's such.
So
a
on your cheat
stereotype.
day, what is looking like? So I would want to know what your cheat day plate looking like.
Oh man,
Show it the group. If you could just throw all that shit on one thing, like how the Rock just went nuts with all that 30 donuts and 14 pizzas. Show me what your cheat day, dream cheat day looking like.
My cheat day plate. Well, this is my favorite thing. Meat lovers stuffed crust from Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Strawberry milk. And a bag of little donuts, the little chocolate donuts.
This
man,
real
I
cheat
get
plate.
fat.
He said I get fat.
I get fat.
So,
I sit on
like,
the couch,
what weight do you
play my
fight
Xbox.
at?
170 right now.
And how is the process of cutting weight?
Well, depends on where I'm at in my camp. You know, if I got a full 3 months to cut, it's easy. But if it's short notice, those are always hard. You know, because you're not always like when you making weight. You got to eat a certain way and you got to have a plan. When everything is rushed and condensed, it's strain on your body and like you have to eat perfectly. And to be honest, it's hard to eat perfectly. It really is, you know.
That's why some of those fighters pull out, or like they get their short term notice. Like for his Khabib, I think he.
Yeah, like when you cut a lot of weight.
Max Holloway, when he was finna fight
Khabib,
Khabib, that one time he had to pull out because he couldn't cut weight.
Yeah, he was so heavy because these guys cut about 30 to 40 pounds sometimes, and that's a lot. Yeah. You know, like I cut about 20. You know, and I tell my manager, no, like I gotta have 2 weeks notice. You know, and what I'll do is if there's a fight on the card, like when I'm in training, if there's a fight on the card, I look at who's fighting around my weight. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, you know what? I might want to stay around 15 pounds just in case this dude pull out because I will fight that dude, the other guy, which has happened. And I remember what fight it was, but it was a big fight for Bellator, and it was 2 guys in my weight fighting.
Okay.
And I like to match up with both of them. And I was like, I don't have a fight for 4 months, but if somebody got hurt, I could slide in. I told my manager, I said, hey, look, if somebody pull out of this fight, let them know I'll slide in. He was like, okay. Sure enough, 10 days, it was 10 days out, one of the dudes got hurt, and my manager's like, you still want? I was like, yep. He's like, how's your weight? I was like, good, because I was preparing to be able to slide in there and have no weight problems. I went in there and I won.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
which fight was that?
And Bellator?
Yeah, Bellator, yeah.
Which fight was
dope.
this?
I think it was the one where I fought Demi Lovato's ex-boyfriend.
Oh, shit. You said.
So what's your mindset once you hop in the cage? Like, what is your mindset to follow the game plan? What do you know?
Well, Mike Tyson always said everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
Okay.
And honestly, man, like I just go in there and just go.
Just
I just go.
Do you
Like,
worry about lights out, like that one kick or that one?
Well, I mean, it
punch
happened once, so no. No, even after I got knocked out, before I was never worried.
So you actually got knocked out?
Yes,
What the
clean out.
By a punch or a kick?
It was a punch.
A straight
Was it
right
like he
or
caught you off guard, or was
what?
It was overhand. Yeah, he caught me off guard.
Overhand
it was
right.
overhand. Boy closed his eyes and just swung. You know, prayed to the heavens and they were answered.
Goddamn
Wow.
chocolate.
How does it feel? Like like what kind of feeling is it? Like it's like I'm drunk as fuck.
Well, I was out,
Okay.
and I woke up in the ambulance, and the owner of the organ.
God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't wanna laugh
It
about
is
it.
what it is. It
Listen,
is.
Phil, share with
You know?
the group. Listen,
So
they
he-
need to know this because you got some people out here that just want to get out here.
They
and
just
get
want to
fight
get don't know
tomorrow.
it's real.
What happened was
Yeah.
I was out on my feet.
Okay.
You know, so like dude hit me, but I was asleep, but my body was still moving. So he gave me a
Yeah, 'cause they
3-piece,
keep going.
and then I fell, and then they said he hit me again, and the ref threw him off me. So I wake
Wow,
up.
so you don't remember this?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Oh.
So, and I've never watched a replay either. So I'm in the ambulance strapped to the stretcher or whatever, and I hear the owner of Bellator back then. He's not the owner now. He was like, "Don't worry, EJ. You'll be back stronger than ever." And I could only see out of one eye, so I was just like, "Oh man, I guess I lost." And I had a headache. It was foggy and stuff like that.
So what was the diagnosis? Did you have a concussion or anything?
Yeah. I had like the worst concussion you could have, boy. Like,
Do you ever worry about
CTE?
future, not even CTE, just future effects like CTE, like emotional mood swings or
recently
memory loss?
I have, but not really.
Why recently?
Just because I just started hearing about CTE. Like,
Okay.
That hasn't been something that's been around, like Junior Seau had his situation, and then they kind of stopped talking about it,
Well, they're trying to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the reason why I don't stress it too much is because, one, I'm not a brawler.
Okay.
When I go out there, I'm more like, even my boxing style is more of a Floyd Mayweather. Not as good, but I'm more of a defensive, like touch and go. I don't get in there and be
Just swing
yeah.
to the wind.
If I'm doing this,
Yeah.
I got you hurt and you ain't even throwing back. I'm just trying to finish you. You know what I'm saying? And then even when you fully engage me, like you really, I take you down.
Yeah.
So like I don't take a lot of damage in my fights, and even in training I don't. So I'm just like, you know what? That's not something I really have to worry about because I haven't had a lot of head trauma. I don't go in the gym, and when we train in boxing, I'm not slugging it out with you.
Okay.
Same thing. And when I go in my fights, that's not what I do either. And then, like I said,
So do you get a
I have
lot of
off season. I have off season.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I said, people fight all year round. They train all year round. From November to March, I'm just wrestling, training with my kids.
But if you was training all year round, what kind of fighter would you be?
I'd
If you
probably
was
better.
all in,
Yeah, I'd be better. But
What was it? Oh, go ahead.
But that was never really my goal. My dream was to be the head wrestling coach of my high school.
Okay.
Fighting was a hobby that I ended up getting paid for, and they put me on TV.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
shit.
for your hobby, like
So you living
use
your
it-
dream right now.
Yes,
Right.
I'm good.
But you hobbying against somebody that's their whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
They don't have no backup. They not
But they
trying
paying
to
more
coach
money.
nobody.
They making more money. And you know what? I got some friends in the UFC making bank, ridiculous money, and I feel for them because, like, man, I got degrees. If fighting didn't work out for me, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do this. And how long you gonna do it? If you don't leave, because they not investing their money, I'm like, hey man, you gotta get with somebody. Like, you gotta start putting some of this away because you one injury away
Yeah.
from
Always.
no income coming.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
No ink. So what was it like training with Tyron Woodley?
Cause he
man,
got
we
a
still, we
hard
still
break.
train together. I mean,
How is that?
it's fun sometimes.
You got a spar?
Yeah.
Oh shit, he hit hard. That fucking
Yeah, he
right
do.
hand is
He do.
like
He do.
a piston.
He basically, when we go, he big brother me.
okay.
Yeah.
All the time. I keep it real. And I'm pretty good. Like, people will watch us. They're like, I ain't never seen somebody do that to you. Like, I know. You know what I'm saying? And I've trained and sparred with some of the best fighters in the world. Like some of the best kickboxers,
Yeah.
boxers
Yeah.
that do MMA. And I tell everybody, ain't nobody hit me harder than him. They're like, but you sparred with such and such. I was like, yeah, I know. He barely hit me. Tyron dropped me like 3 times. And look, I don't know why, but the dude, I think he's better in the gym than in his own fights.
Well, why do you say that?
I mean,
Well,
some
because-
people like that. It's some
Get my butt kicked by him.
practice,
but-
like
but-
some people
Yeah, there are
that's
some
real good
people
in
just-
practice.
It's
yeah.
like
In
being
the
a
gym,
track star.
Real
and then
gym
having
stars, yeah.
NFL speed.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, some people, like I said, some people are better training than they are fighting, but it's not like he a slouch at fighting. He was the world champ. you
Yeah.
know?
Break
So-
down that Kamaru Usman fight to me. Like, what did you see in that fight?
With him,
Yeah.
and knowing Tyron so well, when he walked in there, I could tell he wasn't there mentally.
Yeah, it seemed
I
like
felt like at that time he had a lot of stuff going on outside of the cage
Yeah.
that was affecting his mental as going into that fight, and
Focus on
he wasn't there.
And
He wasn't
Kamara
there.
looked like he was just focused on him.
And when you fighting at that level, if you're not there, honestly, that's when I got knocked out. I don't like saying this because it feels like I'm making an excuse. But when I walked into that fight with the guy that I had a lot of stuff going on, especially with my family. You know, the night before the fight, one of my brothers went to jail for some stuff I ain't gonna go into, and I was worried about him, worried about his life. And I'm going into the fight. I remember being in the fight, staring across from him, no energy. All my friends who were watching the fight at home, they said the same thing. They said, dude, you didn't look like yourself when you got in that cage. Because I was worried about what's going on, and then I didn't respect my opponent. I was a huge favorite. You know, like they got this thing called Tapology.
Yeah, I know.
And you go on there, and they give you the votes of who did. It was
It's like a Vegas bet.
Yeah. I was like 97% about to win. Dude was good, but it was like, I knew I'm finna kill this dude. So in my mind, I'm just like, I'm just finna get through this fight, finna beat dude up, finna go home, call my mama, check on the situation. And I'm not, like, bro, you in a cage with a killer, a professional athlete who do this. Now, you might be much better than him, but if you don't respect him, you gonna get hurt. And I didn't, and I ended up in a hospital. You know?
So, basically, you just broke all the goddamn rules in fighting.
Yeah.
Like, these are all shits that they tell you from day one you don't do. Like, you ain't supposed to have nothing on your brain. Clear mind in the ring, right?
Yeah.
You can't go in there with no emotions, no anger, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I would have been better off being angry in there, but I was melancholy, man.
Like you said, you didn't respect
I
your
was just like,
opponent, though. God damn.
Yeah.
So give me your top 5 UFC fighters or MMA fighters, period, of all time.
Fighters
From
just
Like my
fighting.
favorite or who I think are the top 5.
Who you think are the top 5, not just the favorite, but who you think?
Top 5, one, I would say John Jones, regardless of whatever you think about him personally.
I mean, he's a legit court snorter. That's what they say, but we gonna let that.
I don't
ride.
care. I don't care
It
what
don't
happens
matter.
with
It
your
don't
party.
matter.
Go ahead and do his
Have a
job.
party.
He's
That's
a
party.
professional killer. Professional knockout artist.
Yeah, John Jones, Demetrius Johnson.
He's in one now, right?
Yeah, ONE FC. Yeah,
You said Demetrius Johnson. Huh?
yeah. George St. Pierre.
Still put St. Pierre up there like that?
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
won
Ain't
the
nobody
what?
ever knocked him off.
Yeah,
That's true.
just beat Michael.
Amanda
Bisping.
Nunez,
Oh yeah.
and then
Okay, look. Let's speak about the women. Hold
on. Wait, let us get him his last
Wait a
one.
minute. Hold on.
His last one.
But
You got
I
on
want to
4.
go a little bit on that.
okay.
Amanda Nunez, she's for right now. She's up there. Man, come on. Let's name how many black women that's fighting in the UFC. So is she just for now, or is it legitimate? You can't, like, if somebody ain't jumping rope, the people that really can jump this motherfucking rope, if they ain't jumping rope, you can't say she the best of jumping rope. That's the same thing I felt like about Ronda Rousey, though. When people were saying, "Oh, she's the best woman ever." Come on now.
I mean,
Really?
well, I
Ain't
know
no
Amanda
sisters
personally,
in there
so I can tell
wrestling.
you she's.
Nunez.
I seen her make grown men who fight cry in the gym.
Yeah,
trained
but we
with
ain't
her
got no
mind.
sisters. Where the sisters at?
They not fighting.
That's
You
all
can't
I'm
be-
saying.
What I'm.
He's
So
going
it's-
about what now? What he's
Okay,
like? What's
okay,
not?
go-
You can't
all
go
right.
about.
But
Okay.
they do have black girls. That
He
that
looking
in
at
there.
it like
I haven't
Chamberlain
seen-
putting up
Yeah,
100
that
points
ain't
on
the
a bunch
case,
of
bro.
white
That ain't
niggas.
the
You know what I'm
case,
saying?
bro. That ain't the
That's what
case.
he's pretty much saying.
Yeah. Nah,
I feel
I
like
think regardless,
That's worthy
she's an
competition.
athlete. Like that woman is not built like a woman. I'm trying not to be disrespectful because we friends. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've seen her
Hurt some shit.
hurt
She
some
got some
dudes,
power. Yeah, she
like
got
some
power.
dudes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
like that's a grown man. He's a pro fighter. He ain't like some average dude. And she just made dude cry because she put hands on him.
Would you feel like Carissa Shields getting in? Like she's saying she want to start fighting MMA, and Dana White seems like he likes that idea.
Because he want to make an example of her.
Oh, you think?
But
that's
she
it?
is 24. If
Hold on,
she's
wait a
saying
minute,
that she
wait a
gonna take
minute.
Wait,
a
he
Wait a
said
minute,
he
hold
wanna
on,
make
wait
an
a minute.
example.
Elaborate on that, because
Yeah.
I want to talk
You know,
about
because
Dana White.
it's
So
it's
go
real
ahead, get to it.
disrespectful, man. Like I train. This is boxer from St. Louis named Keandre Gibson. He got signed to Golden Boy Promotion.
Okay.
He was boxing on Showtime.
Okay.
Dude was cold. We ain't trained together in a while. But when I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing. We was training together. And he would tell me, EJ, you got some of the best hands for an MMA guy. I would never step in the boxing ring and think I could compete with him. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what he do. And he knew the same thing. He would never step in her because I'm finna take you down, beat you up. And there's nothing you can do about it because this is what I do. You know? So when boxers think, oh, I can just come in here, pick up your sport, and beat you, it's real disrespectful. Because MMA fighters give y'all that respect. The only one who ever didn't do it was McGregor, and he did that to make that money. And he finna do it again.
You gotta hop for 100 mil. You gotta hop in there, bro.
Hold on, wait a minute. Can we before we transition real fast? He did put up a nice 5 rounds.
But that was against Floyd Mayweather, which is what is like 42.
Floyd.
Let him hop in there with Earl or Terrence Crawford.
Well,
hop in there with them, and
and
then we can see because
he was bigger than Floyd, and Floyd let him stay around like that. Yeah. Floyd let him stay around. And I tried to tell people I know that that's what he was doing because I trained with boxers. I've trained with boxers that they were getting work, but they knew they could have beat me worse while we were training. But that wasn't what they were trying to do. You know.
So can I ask you about what you said? Like you said, you feel like Dana White want to make an example out of her. How do you feel about Dana White handling the UFC? Period.
Well,
Has he done a good job?
I'm not in the UFC, so I don't know. I can't speak on how he's running the company. If
You're
I'm
a fan
not
of
in
the sport?
I am a fan.
Okay. You got friends who are in the sport?
Yeah, I do.
Do you feel like they're being treated fairly? I feel like a lot of UFC. Before you go, let me give you my personal feelings. I feel like Dana White doing what the fuck he want. I think he out here chasing the bag. He only looking for the bag. He's not looking for a good fight. He's just looking for the bag.
Hold on. He makes
I said it.
the good fights.
Yeah,
he makes the good fights. And he is looking for the bag, but he makes the good fights for sure.
He does when there's a bag
Israel
involved.
Adesanya versus
Yo.
So McGregor, who hadn't won a
He
fight,
finna fight Yo
in-
Romero.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
That's a good fight.
That's a great
but
fight.
I'm saying, if he wouldn't have won his last fight, why the fuck is he fighting him? He ain't won a fight in 2 years.
Who? Wait a minute. Hold on.
McGregor.
McGregor the cash cow, man.
That's
People
why I
wanna
said
see him
I ain't
fight.
just talking about McGregor. Like I said, that's the cash.
I think in the fight business, man, it's just you got to get the people what they want to see.
Yeah.
Even if you got two guys that's ranked, they winning, they doing this, but they ain't got a fan base and people not gonna pay to see them, you might get this guy who's at the bottom top 10 that's a crazy guy, that's a pretty boy, that's this or whatever. Yeah, for real. He's the guy that's gonna put fans in the seat. He gonna get them to pay them pay-per-views, and you just gonna have to like. It sucks, but I know the game.
Even though I feel like
McGregor business.
I think it's just business, man.
Okay,
but I feel like McGregor is overrated.
I can't say that.
You don't think so?
I mean, he won 2 belts at the same time.
Against Aldo, it was that was a lucky shot against Aldo. I don't know if he'll just beat Aldo.
I can't call nothing lucky.
Can I get?
He called him. Hey, you know what? I feel what you said. He called him.
Did you see the video of him shadowing what he was gonna do?
Yeah,
he called.
Can I?
Yeah.
But if you look at boxers, seeing as it's like what they have like 100-year head start on UFC or something like that.
I don't know.
But
longer
if
than
you
that.
look at boxers like far as the weight class, that 147 weight class, the athletes compared to the, you know what I mean? Just go a body type.
But the thing is, boxers don't cut weight. Like that's what you got to say. When Floyd walk around 155 pounds, probably. Okay, so
but hold on, Earl Spence cuts a lot of weight.
I was just finna say there's boxers
Earl
that cut
Spence
weight.
cuts a hell of a
what did he
lot
cut
of-
from?
He has
What
to cut.
weight
It
does
has
he
to be
fight?
like
What-
190. It has to be. Like, he has to cut
And what
like
does he
30.
fight at?
147.
Oh, well,
He
he's
has
about
to-
the only one that cut. But
Yeah.
basically,
I'm pretty sure Canelo cutting weight. 'Cause
what's
he
in
gets
that? I
pretty
think
big.
Canelo's cutting from like 65.
Yeah, it's not much.
That's
but
not much.
But he just fought at 178. Oh, right or wrong, didn't he?
Did-
Wasn't it
I
175?
don't know.
But what were
But-
you about to say?
Yeah.
McGregor walks around probably 175.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we just said he met Mayweather at 154.
Yeah,
So the fight night, McGregor was at least 165.
Yeah. He blew
Okay,
up.
what was Mayweather?
Probably the same weight.
Same weight.
Yeah.
So you got this bigger fighter in there. And what people don't understand was he was scoring with arm punches. And unless you train boxing, you don't know the difference between like a punch that's really gonna be effective
Okay.
and a punch that looked like it did something. And McGregor was throwing arm punches the whole fight. And it just looked like, oh, he touched Floyd. Yeah, he touched him. But he didn't hit him.
What's the difference in the stamina compared to boxing and UFC? Like, the tired, like how.
Well, boxing, you got to be. I can't say you got to be in better shape, but your arms got to be in better shape.
Okay.
Because I think you got to be in better shape to be a full MMA fighter because there's so much going on. But with boxing, why do you think so many boxers got skinny legs? Because they moving and stuff like that. The focus is right here.
Yeah.
Like you got to be able to move on your feet and you got to be able to throw damn near 1,000 punches a fight. MMA, you can go a whole round and might throw 10 punches. Like for real. I've done it. Boxing, you got to be able to throw punches all day. What Floyd let McGregor punch himself out. At the end of the fight, he couldn't hold his hands up. Watch the fight again. He was too tired. He was throwing arm punches. And I told people, and everybody laughed at me when I told them this. And then during the fight, they all looked at me and like, you was right. I said, Mayweather's going to let him punch himself out. He going to throw a lot of punches. And he going to be scoring. Okay, and he's gonna be winning these rounds because Floyd just gonna cover up, make him waste his energy, and then he's just gonna pounce on him at the end. And that's exactly what he did. He was throwing punches to his arm, not his body, his arm. He's scoring, but he's not doing anything. You hit my arm, bro. And then at the end of the fight, it was just like, oh, you can't even protect yourself because you're tired.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Your last fight, what was that? 2 months ago?
Yeah.
What happened in that fight? I actually watched that fight.
Yeah,
I went on the website. I watched the fight.
Okay.
I watched the first round. It looked like an okay round. Then I'm like, what happened? They were coming back judging the fight already.
Yeah.
For the second round.
That sucks, man. That was the second time I ever been.
I mean,
finished.
you already said your head wasn't there though, right?
Yeah, but
No. That was the one I
he
got
didn't say
knocked out.
he didn't say
That was
anything.
the one I
Let
got
him.
knocked out.
Yeah.
This is my last fight. I am losing. So, dude threw a kick. I knew he wanted to wrestle. Yeah. And I was like, okay, whatever. I could wrestle. So, dude came out wrestling. Boom, I stuffed his takedown. I was like, oh, I got this. We was chilling. And he threw a wicked kick. Boom, hit my arm. And I was like, ooh. Because I normally, your adrenaline is up. You really don't feel anything. And I felt that.
Knock some wind out you.
Yeah, well, not really. It just like, there was a sharp pain that went through my arm.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And I remember clenching my fist, and then he shot again.
Oh.
We call it shoot when you attack the legs to try to take me down. Yeah. So he went to try to take me down, and I remember I put my hands on his back because he's on my legs. I put my hands on his back, and I went to try to push him down to the ground. And I remember feeling there was no power in his arm. And I was like, you know what, EJ? If you don't fall down, he gonna pick you up and slam you on your head. So I fell down, and I was like holding on to him. And basically, that whole round, I knew something was wrong with my arm, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And I was just kind of basically holding on for dear life. I'm like, I'm not finna let this dude beat me up. So I'm playing jujitsu, trying to hold him and stuff like that. And I kept trying to put my hand down because I was thinking maybe I got a stinger. You hit your funny bone or something like that. And I'm like, okay, whenever this goes away, I'll be able to push up and get up. And it never did. So then at the end of the round, like I straightened my arm out, and as I rolled over, I felt it like nothing. So I grabbed it, and I was walking towards the chair, and I felt my elbow was back. It wasn't in the right place. And I told my coach, I was like, I need you to pop it back. I said it to my coach. So when I sat down, the referee came in, and he looked at me, and he was like, you done. And I was just like, I couldn't argue it, you know what I'm saying? Because this is out.
This is out of place.
Yeah. So then that was it. And it sucked, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I also want to. Wow.
I meant to ask you about them leg kicks, man, because that shit look like it be hurting.
He landed a perfect kick, man. Put my arm out of commission. I finished the round, but then I was told I couldn't continue.
Okay.
So before we get out of here, I do want to touch on something. You also are a wrestling coach, and you are very passionate about it. You coach at Cahokia High School.
Yeah.
This man damn near said he turning down Dana White to continue his wrestling.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I
said dang there.
And do you feel like Cahokia High School gets its proper shine in sports?
No,
or
not
what do you
at
feel
all.
like people can do
Not at
more
all.
to help that out?
Yeah, we got some top athletes out there. You know, doing things in track, wrestling, football.
Yeah.
You know, we actually do have guys playing overseas in basketball, and you know, I just feel like when you from our town, you need to be shouting it out all the time, no matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're a politician. You know, you post some hashtag Cahokia.
Okay.
You know, you got to put our city on. I think too many people from our area, they get out, they do something, and they shout out East St. Louis. You know, like, you're not from East Side.
Do they?
I
Let him
do.
finish. Let him
I
finish.
do. I feel like they do. I mean, I'm not saying I do that, but you know, I was born in East St. Louis. I lived there. I got family there, but I went to Cahokia High School. You know, so I feel like where you went to high school is where you are from, because until then you just a kid. You ain't out in them streets like that.
That's true.
You out in them streets when you in high school.
Yeah.
That's when stuff.
That's when the prime of your career
Yeah,
starts.
you know. So, like me, every time I do something, I'm like, Cahokia boy. I'm putting Cahokia on. If Cahokia track do something, I'm like, yo, look what them boys doing. Look what these girls doing. You know, I get tired of seeing people like, oh, yeah, I went to Cahokia, but I'm from East Side. No, you're not. You didn't walk the hallways of East Side. You're not a flyer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're a
And if
Comanche.
somebody was from there and saw you doing that, they probably check you on that. You know.
So what do you and you explained it perfectly. More people need to shout it out.
Shout it out.
where
Yeah,
they're
you from Cahokia?
Because we've had football player from there.
Yeah.
And all
You
various
know, we
people.
got Tyron Armstead right now. He's
Teron. Shout
New
out to
Orleans
Teron.
Saints. He,
Wow.
he literally protects Drew Brees, one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Been doing it for
You
a
know?
little minute now.
Yeah, he's our biggest pro athlete out there.
Yes, he is.
I mean, but y'all got. Let's not play in the games here. Y'all got a great track system. Like that motherfucker's a farm of track.
Shout out to
Coach Millsap.
Millsap.
Coach Millsap.
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Dow. Coach Crockett.
Coach Brooks, shit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
yeah, my cousin is a throwing coach on the track team. So
There
yeah,
you
Coach
go.
Brooks, yeah. But I mean, me, I feel like I'm doing all right. My wrestling team doing well. You know, we had a state champ last year.
Okay.
I got a kid that's second in state
Okay.
right now. We yesterday just took first in the conference. We tied technically. I don't like saying that, but you know, my team is doing well.
do you
What
feel
about
like
the
there's
youth
potential?
wrestling? Like, do they like?
We have a good middle school team. Actually, our middle school team kicking butt.
I just saw that.
I should
They
have
did a good
shouted them
job.
out. My bad. Coach Ford and Coach Deloach, they doing their thing down there.
What is it the perfect age to get them into wrestling? Or
I
would
think
you
so.
start elementary?
I think so. I tell everybody, you know, I wouldn't start my kids in wrestling until 10 years old at the earliest.
Okay.
And I'm even thinking, you know, Lord say the same. I have a child that I start my kid at 12.
Into
Now
what?
they'll be doing other sports, but as far as wrestling goes, I wouldn't want to start my kid till they were 12.
Why
years old.
and why is that?
Because I feel like a lot of kids when they're young, you know, it's like babysitting. They cry too much in the sport. I go to a lot of youth tournaments, and you know, they lose, they crying. At the practices, they running around. You can't, you know, control them, and the mama's got to sit there. And like I would say, 3 out of 5 kids who start early, they wasting their time, you know, for a few years.
What about for
once they hit
boxing? If
puberty.
what age is a good age to start them in?
Boxing, I would say the same age too. I think any aggressive sport, like even football, I think you should be doing flag football till you're about 12 years old. I don't think you should be doing any aggressive sport until you hit puberty because your mentality changes. You know, like these other kids, I mean, you throwing them in there, and if they not mature enough to handle an aggressive situation, they're going to get emotional. They're going to break down. Then they haven't learned anything, and you've wasted your money for an entire season because every practice he got beat up, he cried. Every competition he got beat up, he cried, and he didn't get better. You know.
Think that
So,
creates
do you,
mental issues in kids?
Hold on, say that one more time.
You think that creates mental issues in kids? Push a lot of parents pressuring their kids to do sports with them not really wanting to do it.
Yeah. And I told my wife, I was like, I won't make my kids do anything, but they will do something. I don't care if you're the captain of the chess team. You know,
Okay.
I'm gonna put these options out here. You don't like this? We doing this. You don't like this? You doing this. You know, I hope they can swim.
There you go.
I can't.
Okay, now, if you could change one thing about our black brothers and sisters, what would it be that you change?
Oh man, the hate.
Would it be just the hate or a mindset specific in general?
Well, basically, I feel like we have the crab in a barrel mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of helping you get out, like if we see you a butt, we'll pull you down. We compare each other. Like you doing this, like I can't even be happy for you. I want to do better than you. And if I get on, I'm not helping you get on because I see you as competition. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just feel like we don't work together. It's like we hate on each other too much.
No, trust me, we understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the saddest thing.
Do you see yourself getting in the cage? And are you gonna pursue another fight if it comes your way?
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I got one more fight on my contract.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna reevaluate whether or not I want to keep going, or if I want to just hang it up. You know, I'm 34. I told myself at 35 I was gonna reevaluate my career and where I see myself because, you know, I'm blessed to still be healthy, and not a lot of people leave violent sports healthy.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, so it ain't about money. I make decent money. My wife make good money. You know, this is a hobby that I get paid for and I have fun. So when it stops being fun and it feels like it's more work than I'm willing to put in, I need to stop. And I feel like I'm starting to get there. I'm not there yet, but I can see the writing on the wall, you know.
All right. Any you want to give any shout outs? Any?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Cahokia High School, the city of Cahokia, Cahokia Wrestling,
Shout out to Cahokia. I went to Cahokia.
Cahokia Basketball, Cahokia Football, Cahokia Track, Cahokia. Well, yeah, we got a bowling team still, you know.
That's what's up.
I'm
That's
saying
what I'm talking about.
Cross country.
Shout 'em out.
Everything Cahokia. Everything Cahokia.
There you go.
And I'ma still even say East Side because my mama went there.
Shut up.
She'll show me like, baby, I'm still a flyer, and I'll be like, all right, you know, but because them still our people.
I mean, I just want to say at the end of the day, we all in the same
yeah,
pot.
them still our people,
Yeah.
you know. But you know, I'm not gonna be out here false flagging like a lot of people, and I want to put my city on Cahokia. I'm a Comanche, you know.
All
Facts.
right. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming through,
I
sharing
appreciate
your
y'all
story.
having me.
No problem. We appreciate having you. And
Hell yeah.
all right, guys, I'm Myra.
It's your boy Dave.
It's a Desi Dezz.
And this is Twisted Youngins, and we out.